Hello, everyone. I wanted to come and say hello and see how you all are doing and really talk about an issue that is in the news right now, and that's the transgender community and which bathroom they should use. So, full disclosure, um, for those of you who may not have seen any of my other videos, here's my disclaimer. I am Christian. I am fundamentalist, I'm evangelical, and I'm Jamaican. So that is like the strictest of combinations of people. So you can just understand what my background is. But it is against that backdrop that I would like to make this video. And I'm not here to debate whether or not you think the transgender community is legit, whether you think they can be therapized out of it, whether you think the LGBT community is a sin or not, or unnatural or natural or whatever. I'm just here to talk about issues of decency and decorum and dignity. And I really think that certain things should just be left unsaid, unspoken, undiscussed. Just don't talk about it. And I know that head in the sand type of approach is not what we do these days because we're all about information. We want to know. We have whole channels where all it is news cycles all day long. We get information all day long. But I really think that sometimes you just don't need to talk about things. Things need to be undiscussed because what it does is it conjures up all kinds of images and then we get all kind of creepy thoughts. And so I just want to put some things out there. Let us consider these things. First of all, there are some states that are trying to make it where transgender people need to use the bathroom, not where they feel most comfortable, but where they were assigned as far as their birth certificate. Whatever sex was assigned on their birth certificate, that's where we say they need to use the bathroom. Question number one, where do we think transgender people have been using the bathroom all along? Do we really think that they were just holding their bladders? You know, when they would be at sporting events or if they were at the mall all day, if they're out and about for 8 to 10 hours, they're just like busting. Do we really think they weren't using the bathroom? Well, apparently, in my estimation, I don't know because I don't have any transgender friends. I had one transgender person I went to college with, but we weren't very, very close. So I didn't get to ask this question. But where do we think they were going? I think they were probably going to the bathroom where they felt most comfortable, right? So I think to first of all, to make this law that many states are, and then for the federal government to come out and say it, we were discussing it too much. Before that, I don't think we were discussing. I think we weren't even thinking about it. I think it just wasn't a thing. It wasn't an issue. I think we made an issue out of a non-issue, a mountain out of a molehill. And then furthermore, if those states do enact that law, here's something else to consider. Who's going to enforce it? How do we enforce it? How do we legislate? How do we police that? Are there going to be people standing outside the bathrooms with like clipboards? Are there going to be monitors? Is it going to be a vigilante, a police state type of thing where we just kind of tell on people if we think they don't look feminine or male enough? Is someone going to be out there with a checklist? Excuse me, ma'am. Yes. Are you a girl or a boy? I mean, what is it? What are we going to do? We're going to have a DNA swab right there, instant test where we test you? Are you going to have to offer your birth certificate? So that's one issue. How do you police that? And then secondly, what about the people who may not look all the way feminine enough or masculine enough? There are people all around us who are not transgender, but they're just, they're themselves. Say, for instance, what about a punk rocker who happens to have his hair long with eyeliner on and lipstick, and he wants to go to the bathroom? And is someone going to stop him? Excuse me, young man? Are you a boy or a girl? Because you look kind of like a girl and you're going into the boys' bathroom. What are we going to do? And he's fully boy. He's not even gay. He's not transgender. He just has some eyeliner and lipstick on. What about Steven Tyler? Steven Tyler, if he weren't as famous but just was dressing the way, Steven Tyler from, I think he's Aerosmith. Walk this way! You know him? He walks around with scarves and feathers in his ears and lipstick and eyeliner and long hair and blonde. And would we accost him? And worse yet, what about people who have medical conditions? There's a condition we call hirsutism. Hirsutism. It's a woman who's hairy. You've seen women with a mustache and beard and chest hair and all that. Sometimes it's caused by a condition called polycystic ovarian syndrome. And if that's the case, if that woman happens to have sweats on that day and, doesn't have earrings or anything else on, is someone going to accost that woman and say, ma'am, you look too masculine? Worse yet, what about a woman who is undergoing chemotherapy for stage 4 breast cancer? And she's had a double mastectomy. Say it's the day that she's come back from chemotherapy and she's in sweats and she's bald because her hair fell out because of chemotherapy, and she doesn't have eyebrows because that fell out too, or eyelashes, and she doesn't have her makeup on because she doesn't feel like it because she's sick, and she happens to be in a sweatsuit or whatever. And maybe she doesn't have the finest of features. Maybe her features are kind of coarse, but she's a woman and she wants to use the bathroom. Is someone going to accost her and say, ma'am, you don't look feminine enough? Or what about that hirsute woman that I was talking about with hair? Is someone going to accost her? Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. Are you a woman, or did you just not get your waxing done this month? Who's going to police that? Just common sense. I just want us to approach things with common sense, decorum, decency, and at the end of the day, let people walk away with their dignity. Is that too much to ask? Regardless of what political party you're in, what religious background, what affiliation, whatever. I think we need to just use some common sense. We come up with all these laws and then don't think them all the way through. Think it through, folks. Think it through. Anyway, that's all. Peace and love.